autistic, artistic, holistic. That shit's sick. There's a lot of bullshit going on in the world right now. They made a fake virus. None of that shit matters. The only thing that matters is art. Art is the only thing that matters to you if you're a creative person. When the world is going crazy and you go from whatever government you're in to a one world government, they're not going to worry about the NPC Chud who can't provide anything of substance to his society. But what you can do is you can be a creative person and you can be artistic and you can make something. You can make something that people are going to remember. They made a new flu and it's fake. And ooh, yeah, I want to play video games right now. I start talking about this and they throw temptations my way. Everything's connected. Synchronicity. Synchronicity 2. My cover band used to play Synchronicity 2. And our bass player had a fifth string so he could play notes that aren't on the song. It sounds better. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to sound negative. I'm not saying that, like, if you're not an artistic person that, like, you don't bring merit to society. Because what even is art? Art is subjective. Like, you could be like a coach that gets the most out of their students. There's an art to coaching. There's an art to being really good at a skill. I encountered a lot of mentors through my life who taught me the art of things and getting good at things, and that's an art within itself. So the possibilities of being able to provide art to your society, it's whatever you want to make it. It's not like, oh, if you aren't an artist, if you don't draw things, you're not an artist. Because music's an art. Okay, movies, TV shows, that's an art. Books, writing books, that's an art. I mean, that's what we had before TVs, right? We had books for like a really long time. Dancing, cooking, freaking, there's like, sometimes when I'm watching football and I see like a receiver who's really, really good at running routes, and I see them run like a specific route, and maybe they do like a double or a triple move, and like they just really fake out the defensive back that's covering them. That's an art. There's an art to that, So when I say art's all that matters, I'm kind of depending on you to feel the way that I'm saying it, but because of this medium, that doesn't really work. But what I really mean when I'm saying art is all that matters is like the politics of like blue versus red, or really team A versus team B. Like, none of that matters, and it's a facade, it's an illusion, right? And you have to break through it. Being really good at something, and really more specifically, identifying what your gifts are, identifying what your strengths are. If you believe in a higher power, identifying what it's just obvious that higher power gave you gifts in to be good at it, right? So, and for me, like, I kind of know what those things are, music, teaching, like, that's the stuff that I really excel in, and I have to become great in that field, not only for the world, but in a much more selfish way for myself, so that I can be happy. Those two things are intertwined. They go together, right? They coexist. So I'm not saying that you should be like a really selfish person that only cares about yourself and that's why you do things. What I'm trying to say is, it's not something where it's like you have to be selfless and you have to only do things for others, and like you can't care about yourself and yada 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 and all that, right? Like you can do both. You don't just have to take the red pill or the blue pill. Mix it up. On Wednesdays you take the green pill, maybe there's a yellow pill. The important pill to take is the fact that limiting yourself to a pill is bad, and we've been kind of programmed to think that way. Males, like the alpha male, the sigma male, and there's like a perfect archetype that embodies you perfectly, right? And some people get really stuck in this aspect of kind of like archetyping themselves out and then just living through that archetype, right? Because the archetypes are great, but the archetypes are great because of what they represent. They represent different truths that might resonate with different people at different times based on where they're resonating at, right? And the goal in life should not be to resonate with the same thing your whole life, right? Like you should aspire to grow and change and evolve. With that being said, in these times, it's important to commit to what you care about, because there's something that I care about a lot more than all like the fake BS that people are talking about in like, you know, all of these spheres. And that's Godzilla. Now, a couple of years ago, I made a video about Godzilla and how I intended to make a Godzilla video game. And I for a minute thought I could do everything myself. It turns out that's impossible. But what's cool is I don't need to do all that. What I'm intending to do is to just use my platform to market my creative idea for a Godzilla game, because honestly, I don't think it should be that hard. What I want to do, essentially what I want to do is I want to make something that piggybacks off of the 3 Godzilla fighting games that came out. Each game had cool things that I liked about them that I think are kind of unique to that game, and I think everything could be like packaged in a nice little complete new Godzilla game, and it would be really sick. And I'm not doing this because like I want to like make money. I'm doing this because I really like Godzilla, and I'm just trying to get a game made for all the other people who agree with me that it would be nice for a game to get made. Now, it's not like other people aren't doing things. I came across this mod for a game called Godzilla Save the Earth Melee that people were making, and there's actually there was a competitive fighting scene for it. I don't know if it's still there. Let me actually check this out. Godzilla Save the Earth Melee. And like they made it. Hold on. Like the competitive game matches. Let me just shut up so you can look at this. Probably top 5.
Godzilla 2000.
What are the top 5? He looks good. He looks cool. And like the animation, it's kind of in the same breath as all the other games, but it looks a little newer. And the person who I think can really make this happen is going to be Elon Musk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to start promoting this on Twitter because, I'm sorry, X, right? Because we're trying to get Elon Musk in this. X is cool, and I think that name has always been cool, Elon. And in all honesty, I think that Elon would appreciate that kind of humor. And look, man, yeah, I still call it Twitter, and I think that changing the name to X probably was a little short-sighted. But hey, you do you, man, because if I could buy Twitter and change its name, I probably would too. But yeah, I think that you should help me make this Godzilla game. Elon, please help me make this Godzilla game. So the reason why I think it would be good for Elon to make this Godzilla game is he's always kind of been thought of as like a video game guy, and then he got that bad press where it turns out that like he didn't really play video games. Like he tried doing this stream and like it was obvious that like other people like I guess did runs on a game for him to get like better equipment and weapons and shit, and then like he had it was obvious that he didn't have the knowledge of the game necessary to get the items in the game that he had. So this would help, because if you go from being that to the guy that brought Godzilla video games back, everyone would love you. Fucking yeah, I think that this would really rehabilitate, it would really rehabilitate his image. It'll help him. It would get the people, not all the people, but it would get some of the people back on his side. And he has so much money that all of the licensing issues bullshit that is associated with Toho would kind of be like a moot point. Like if there's one person who can afford to spend all the money necessary to make sure that things are done right, then we could have a really special game. And I feel about this really strongly, so I'm gonna keep talking about this in videos. Um, my vision, just really quick, elevator pitch, because I know we're running a little late here. You got to get to your meeting, and I appreciate your time. So we're gonna combine the aesthetic of Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee, because I thought that video game had the best look. We're gonna combine the gameplay of Godzilla Save the Earth, because I thought it had the best gameplay. They fixed a lot of things from the first game. They included new monsters. It was fun. And we're going to include the story element with the factions, and the cool music of Unleashed, of Godzilla Unleashed, because Godzilla Unleashed had some of the best music, and I really liked the premise that there was kind of like three different factions, like the good guys, the Earth Defenders, what have you, the aliens, right? Who that's like classic, like King Ghidorah, Gigan, Orga, Megalon, those kind of guys, right? And then the mutants. So what was really interesting about Unleashed was they actually made Space Godzilla a mutant, and he's technically an alien. But we can talk more about that. But yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna include every monster you can think of. Every monster you can think of is gonna be in the game. We're gonna bring in Bagon, however you say his name, Bagon, who's never been in a Godzilla. He's going to be in it. We're going to bring in the Griffin from the unreleased Godzilla 1995 movie, with the director or whatever from Jurassic Park. It looked fucking sick. The Griffin. We're going to have the Griffin. We're going to make Destroyer even more OP than he's ever been. He's going to have all the best parts of all of the different video games he's been in. He's going to be OP because he's top 5. Destroyer, Orga, King Ghidorah, Bagon. They're all top 5. That only leaves one more slot. Who am I picking for slot 5? I don't know, man. It's hard. That's what she said. Get back to me. We're going to have all those cool monsters. And also, there are a lot of creators who have made really, really, really good music. Cool music. And that's what's going to make this game even better than any of the other ones, is I have procured all of the finest, exquisite Godzilla-themed music that I can find on YouTube. And I reached out to most of the creators, and no one had a problem with me, like, using their music for videos and stuff. And the complete elevator pitch to Elon is, look, you want to get this game done right, you include all the monsters we want in the games. You want all the music that we want in the games, you pay for all of it. All of it. Including Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult. All right, the original and the version that was used in the MonsterVerse end credits with Surge. And we're also gonna include in new cities. That's gonna be fun. We're gonna have Shimu. We're gonna have King Scar. We're gonna have Kong. Kong's gonna be able to climb on buildings, a la War of the Monsters. It's gonna be sick. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of interactions that make this the most complete game. And obviously, with how many like different kaiju, monsters, titans, whatever you want to call them, there's more than just Godzilla, right? There's Gamera, there's freaking like all the stuff from Pacific Rim, There's a lot of ways that you can go with it. And this is all DLC stuff. This is a Super Smash Bros. Esque franchise that you can build, Elon. You can become the Godzilla guy, right? I know you like Japan. I know you think that shit's cool. That shit's tight. This would make you the guy. You would have the franchise to one of the best up and coming video games out there. You need to do this, bro. All right. So vote for a Godzilla game. Go vote for Elon Musk making this Godzilla game 2028.